Hi, y'all. I'm Paula Deen, and it's up, and away today in my beautiful big balloon with a picnic basket chocked full of nibbles for the ride. So first, I'm going to show you my son Jamie's own recipe for the best chicken salad sandwich in the whole wide world. And not to be outdone by Brother Bobby's pimento cheese spread. I'll share a simple, old-fashioned bread pudding recipe for chocolate lovers high and low. Then I'll show you a French bread sandwich stuffed to the crust, and tips galore coming your way. So let's get picnic packing, cause we gotta fly. In my opinion, there's nothing better than fresh bread. It's right up there along with the finest desserts. I love big, steamy, hot, fresh buns. You can't beat it. And today's show is all about bread and things that you can do with it. You can make sandwiches, you can use it as a snack, or it even makes a fabulous dessert. And before I can get started today, I'm going to find the best bread that's around. And to find that great bread, I've got to find a great baker. So that's what I'm in search of today. And I know just the place to find great bread. My friend Daniel at Bread Alone has every kind you can think of. Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Paula. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
I'm so excited about a show I've got coming up. I'm going up in a hot air balloon, and every item that I'm preparing today contains one of my favorite foods. And that's bread.
Well, you came to the right place.
I'm telling you, I wanted to come straight to the expert.
And what are you making?
My son Jamie's chicken salad. Gonna have sandwiches. I'm making my son Bobby's pimento cheese spread. I'm making chocolate bread pudding. And lastly, I'm making stuffed French bread. So I really want that bread to be exceptionally good.
Well,
so what do you recommend?
Well, we've got some great breads right here. This is our peasant bread. It's reminiscent of country breads of France and Italy. Again, it's a very, very simple bread.
Well, it looks yummy.
Yeah, and this is a semolina bread. This is made from durum wheat flour, covered with sesame seeds. Very, very golden crumb.
I love sesame seeds.
Yeah, this is great. And this is a bread actually from Altamura in southern Italy. All of our breads have been influenced by either Germany, France, or Italy. I travel a lot and visit bakeries all over Europe.
Well, I feel so lucky to be able to be with you today.
And this is a 100% whole wheat bread that's filled with sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, and flax seeds.
That looks delicious too.
Yeah,
make sandwiches out of this.
This is wonderful for sandwiches.
So you're gonna fix me up now.
And here you go.
Okay. If you have an opportunity today, look up in the sky and you'll see me and your bread flying in a beautiful hot air balloon.
Sounds good.
I appreciate it so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I didn't leave any bread for y'all. One of the best things that you can put on good fresh bread probably is a nice homemade chicken salad. And that's what we're going to start with today. My son Jamie's homemade chicken salad. Now I've already cooked my chicken till it was tender and pulled the meat off the bone. You know my son Jamie came up with this recipe when he and his little brother Bobby used to help me in the kitchen. Now we're just going to coarsely chop him. I don't like my chicken salad chopped real fine. Some people will even put it through a food processor, but I want to know that I'm biting into big, fat, plump, juicy pieces of chicken, not some kind of spread. So we're just going to very lightly chop him. And I love warm chicken salad. By the time I get him mixed up, he's still going to be warm. We're just going to take some diced celery. Simple is always so good to me. We're going to add our boiled eggs. Be sure when you're boiling your eggs to put plenty of salt in the water. It'll help the egg slip right out of the skin. Now I've added some lemon pepper, and now I'm doing a seasoning salt, and this is called Jane's Crazy Mixed Up Salt. And then I'm going to add the mayonnaise. And I can't tell you how important this one step is right here. Don't skimp on your mayonnaise. Don't buy a store brand or a cheap mayonnaise. It's very, very important that you start with a good quality rich mayonnaise. So we're just going to toss this together. Jamie's not real fond of onions. Now that's where we differ. I love them. And I have found that I can put a dehydrated dry onion in my chicken salad. And for the onion haters, they almost never even realize it's there because you don't bite into the pieces of them. So at this point, I would slip in some onions, son, and you would never know it. Now all I'm going to do at this point is throw some pepper in it. And I love fresh ground pepper. I don't know if I like playing with a pepper mill or if I just really like it. All right, now I'm going to come over here for the very last thing that we do to this bowl of chicken salad is I'm going to take just a little of this stock. And you can see the richness. I'm going to just pour a little bit of that over there just in case. Insurance, you know what I mean? Just a little insurance. All right, now we're just going to mix this up. You won't believe how creamy that makes your chicken salad, especially after you refrigerate it. I'm starving for a chicken salad sandwich, so I think that's what I'm going to make with this. And I'm going to use this great brown loaf of bread right here. Doesn't that look beautiful? I'm going to start by first cutting the end off. That'll make great croutons or even toast. Let's see, do I want it little or do I want it big? How about in between? And you really have to make sure you've got a good serrated knife when you're cutting bread. Otherwise, it's gonna make your bread collapse. And you want it to stay nice and perfect in its shape. All this now is personal preference, but on the sandwich that I'm gonna fix for myself, I'm gonna put some purple onion and tomato. That way I feel like I'm at least getting a supply of my vegetables. Instead of lettuce, I'm gonna throw in a fresh spinach, which I don't have to tell you how good spinach is for you. It's looking good already, isn't it? I'm gonna top it with just a little salt and a little more pepper. And now, that looks so good. And this is the way. Ooh, he's coming out the back over here, y'all. That and a potato chip. Doesn't get any better. It'll be just perfect for my balloon ride later on. Believe it or not, bread for dessert. Chocolate bread pudding coming up next.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Can y'all imagine anything better than chocolate and bread? Personally, I don't think I can. That just sends me over the top. You know, earlier I was talking about breads are right up there with desserts as far as I'm concerned. Well, we're fixing to have the best of both worlds. We're fixing to have bread and dessert. This recipe is called chocolate bread pudding, and I'm beginning by just cubing up some bread that's a couple of days old. It's not real fresh. Great way to use up bread. If you got bread that's going stale, just throw it in a plastic bag and throw it in your freezer and save it for the day that you are hungry for some good old hot bread pudding. Now, some of your bread pudding recipes will actually call for staling your bread. In other words, cutting it like this and leaving it on the counter overnight to dry. But I found that a real quick way to stale bread is to just cube it up, put it on a cookie sheet, throw it into a slow oven about 200 degrees, and let it just dry out in the oven just for a few minutes, and you've got stale bread. All right, now in this bowl, we're going to put just a white granulated sugar and brown sugar and cocoa. And we're just going to kind of toss those up together. Just like that. We just kind of grind up that brown sugar because, you know, it's kind of on the lumpy side. And in this bowl, I've got 6 eggs that have been cracked. I'm going to add some ground cinnamon, some vanilla extract, about a teaspoon. And then one of the extracts that I love so much It smells so good, and I found that the flavor of it just goes with so many things. Like, this is wonderful with peaches. And it's an almond extract. And I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons of the almond into my eggs. And I'm just gonna whisk that up. You know, I think bread pudding is probably started out years ago as probably a poor man's dessert, like rice pudding started. All right, so we've got bowl 1, bowl 2, and now we're going to bowl 3. And into the 3rd bowl, we're gonna add our milk, a little heavy cream, and about a half a cup of Kahlua. Another one of my favorite aromas. And we're gonna add grated semi-sweet chocolate. And I'm just gonna whisk that up. And now, all of the bowls that we've assembled are gonna go together. I think I'm gonna add my milk to my dry ingredients because to me it just seems to mix up easier if you put wet into dry. And I'm gonna put enough just to blend it and get all those ingredients wet, just like that. Now it's safe to go ahead and add all of my cream and Kahlua. And then I'm gonna add my beaten eggs that has those delicious aromatic flavors. And we're just gonna kind of whisk them together. All right, we've got all those mixed together, and all we're gonna do now is pour this over our bread. You can see our bread rising up. And I'm gonna take my whisk and kind of just press my bread down in there until it soaks up all that fresh milk and eggs and chocolate. You can see the bread going from white to brown. Now, if you want to at this point, if you've got something else that you can be doing, you can just walk away from it, leave it on the counter for 10 or 15 minutes and let it finish soaking up. But I've helped this along, so I think he's ready for the oven. This is soaked up nicely for us, so we're gonna slip it into a 325-degree oven and bake it for about an hour or until it's nice and set. But I can't wait for y'all to wait that long, so I have another one ready. I've just got to show you the finished product. Doesn't it look delicious? Chocolate and bread. I'm gonna see if this is set good enough for me to just cut me out a little square. Personally, I like my bread pudding hot, like I like my bread, like I like my men. I really do like this hot, but it's also good warm or cold as far as that goes. But I just love hot bread. A little cocoa for garnish, a dollop of fresh whipped cream, and because I want to be really decadent, I'm going to do me just a few chocolate curls, just in case I hadn't had my chocolate fix for the day. It's so delicious. Up next, my son Bobby's pimento cheese spread, and we're gonna stuff that French loaf. I hear the crew getting the balloon ready right now, so y'all stay with me.
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all.
Now, for my youngest son's Bobby, 60-second pimento cheese. We've got a sharp yellow cheese. We got a little jack cheese. We've got fresh grated onion. Remember, there's a difference between grated and chopped. You can see all the onion juice coming in. So that's really gonna give it a nice kick. We've got diced pimentos, a 3-ounce block of cream cheese, and we're gonna kind of break him up. A little seasoning, not much because pimento is real salty, so remember not to oversalt your pimento cheese. And that good brand of mayonnaise again. We've got pimento cheese spread, y'all. Just that simple. Bobby, I did you proud today, son. It's delicious. Not as good as yours, but pretty close. And now for my stuffed loaf. This recipe is so simple and easy, it's almost pure silly. We're going to start with 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. And these are nice and soft. We've got 1 dry package of Italian dressing, fresh chopped parsley, fresh chopped red bell pepper, and a little ingredient that I don't use very often, but when you need him, he's the only thing that'll do. And that's dried beef. And you buy him in a jar in the meat section at your grocery store. I just love him. He gives a powerful kick to any dish. So I'm just going to kind of fork all those things together just to give me a little head start. And now I'm going to add some mayonnaise. Isn't this dish pretty? It looks like Christmas kinda, doesn't it? This is so simple. As I said earlier, it makes a great snack. Sometimes when Michael and I go for a boat ride, I'll fix some of these and just throw them in a bag and toss them on the boat. They're good on the fishing trips. If we're running down to Charleston, I'll throw some in the car for us to snack on. And sometimes I'll even fix some and just take to work with me to munch on when I'm working upstairs in the office and not down in the kitchen. The whole meal that we prepared today travels very well. See how simple that was? You could even put this in a basket and fly away. We're ready to stuff our bread. At this point now, it's up to you to decide the kind of bread that you want. Personally, I like the French bread, but when I was at the bakery, I found this bread that I just fell in love with, and I've got to try it. So that's what we're gonna do. I love a crusty, tough bread. Oh, I just love the sound that it makes. And I'm gonna pull just a little bit out so we'll have some place to tuck our filling in. The beauty of this dish is I would make it the night before. It's great for a trip on the boat or a trip in the car, a lunch box, or a snack at the office. So just mix this up quickly before you go to bed. Stuff it into your loaf, just like this. And don't be partial, both sides now. Breads and cream cheese make a heavenly snack. They just go together. In fact, if you wanted to really kick it up a little bit and give it even more flavor, is we could have put a stick of softened butter in there and made it really sinful. So you can see how simple and easy that is. Now at this point, before I went to bed, I would just take this and wrap it in some saran wrap, nice and tight, and let it chill overnight. And that cream cheese is going to get back to the consistency it was when you bought it from the grocery store, on the firm side. But you know I can't wait that long. Y'all all know me. I'm going to dig into it right now. So there you go. You can make this stuffed French bread with any kind of variety that you like. And coming up next, I'm going to take this show to heights it's never been before.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Before I fly today, let me tell you just a couple of quick things that you can do with old bread. They make wonderful breadcrumbs for casseroles or coating your crab cakes in. There's many things that you can do with them. All you have to do is break it up, put it into your food processor, and grind it until it's very fine crumbs. Store it in a plastic bag or a plastic container in your pantry or freezer until you're ready to use them. Another great way to use up old bread is making croutons. They make out of this world, over-the-top croutons. If you've got a loaf of bread that's going stale on you, all you have to do is wrap him up good, put him in the freezer, and when you're ready to use him, pull him out, let him thaw, and put him in a slow oven and let him heat back up, and he's almost good as new. I've had so much fun today playing with all the breads, and the fun ain't over yet because I'm packing a basket full of Jamie's chicken salad sandwiches, Bobby's pimento cheese spread, my chocolate bread pudding, and my beautiful stuffed loaf. Well, I gotta fly now, y'all, and I mean literally fly. I hope your bread rises as well as my balloon. Until next time, America, best dishes from my kitchen to yours.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.